Today I'm gonna make a version of mole for you. That's a Mexican dish, and this is the lazy way to do it. So off we go to make our mole with a hat and ultralight, you know. Okay, so you may be wondering what's going on and why I'm wearing a hat and smoking a different kind of cigarette. Well, you know, my friends, they gave me these lights, the ultralights. I used to smoke the lights, now I smoke the ultralights, and I'm smoking twice as many cigarettes as before. So that's good, kids, because that means there's more ashes and butts to put in our food. So thank you to everybody who's making me smoke more so my food tastes better. And the hat, they told me it was more sanitary to keep my ears back. So, with my ears back and my cigarettes ultra light, I'm now going to cook Mexican food for you. So here we are, taking a look at our pork. This is gonna be a pork mole. And it's got some other stuff in it too. So, we also have some cilantro, and we're gonna put that in there, make it taste real nice. Chicken fat to saute things in and fry them up, you know. I got green beans, I got garlic, I got a potato. Got some smoked chipotle peppers there. Some candy, that's that thing with chocolate and peanut butter that we can't say, but it'll go in there, an onion. And a glass of canned tomatoes. You could just down that thing and get so many vitamins if you just pick it up and drink it like Rocky did. And thank you to my friends who suggested that I smoke ultralights, because now I got more cigarettes to put in here. We're gonna boil those cigarettes there with the chipotle peppers and really bring out the flavor. Then we'll strain them out and we'll add the ash and all that good flavor from the butts there. We'll add it into the sauce. Smokin' Bunny's version of pork mole, but not really mole. More inspired by a Mexican cookbook. We'll be back in a moment, kids. Sometimes before you cook, it's a good idea to sharpen your knife. Make sure the thing's good and sharp. Yeah, now it's flaming. I used to know a guy named Eric who used to cook like this. I didn't see how he could see, but he did, and he was a good cook. So anyway, kids, I forgot to tell you that the garlic you're supposed to put in there, you're supposed to do the garlic first, so that the oils from the knife don't stick to the garlic skin and then you can't get it off the knife and then it's annoying. So, you do the garlic first. Remember that. Here it is. We're gonna do the garlic and cut it up. Always use the back of the knife to scrape so you don't dull the blade of the knife. So what we got here is what they call an onion, and we're gonna cut that onion up. Cut it in half. We're gonna get rid of half the onion, and we'll keep one half. And I'm gonna use my super skills given to me by a superhero known as the Editor. The Editor, he gave me superpowers so that I can move really fast. Like those skills, kids? So with the green beans here, you're just gonna reach in there and you're gonna take off the ends there. So then you got your cilantro there and you're gonna slice that up real nice. when you're chopping up cilantro, you remember that this stuff it comes from the garden. And if you want to go to the garden to pick it yourself, you want the fresh stuff, you know, you gotta watch out for the guy with the rake that likes to shove it up your ass, beat you on the head, you know, I mean, he looks nice, he's a farmer and all, but, you know, I'm sure the humans there, they don't mind him, but it hurts my buttocks to go to the farm, you know, I don't like him. And aside from that, there's a whole bunch of other bad memories that are associated with that. I prefer to stick to the fields, you know, where my girlfriend lives and, you know, all that. So anyway, you always add your fresh herbs last. You never add them at the time of cooking because their flavors will all disappear. I can't explain it, but that's the way it is. So you go and you turn your pot on there, and you make sure you're getting it hot. And then you put in your chicken fat. And you see it smoking there, which means it might be a little bit too hot, so you pull it off there. Let it go for a moment. But you can throw your onions in there. Once you got your onions there cooking nicely, you're then gonna drop your garlic in there. And you add a little bit of salt, because that adds the flavor there for your food. And you always want to make sure that your food don't taste like mush, kids, because if you don't do it right, don't worry about it if you spill one off your thing there, because it's your stove, so no one's gonna care. Now that's a pretty high heat there, so I can smell that the garlic is already, I can smell the garlic. It's done cooking. Once you take the little scent off it there, you're done with it. So then you're gonna put put all the onions in there and stir it up. You follow those up unless you want to brown it, which you could have, but then you follow it up with your pork there. Slip that in there. Now we're going to add a little bit more salt, because you don't want your food to taste like mush, kids, right? And then we're going to let that, we're going to turn our heat down to low, and we're going to let that cook. So I got this burner on medium here, and I'm going to fill it up with some water. And then I toss in the chipotles, and I toss in the cigarettes and ash there. And now I'm going to reduce that all very nicely. It's going to be a creamy sauce. Your cigarettes there. We'll add the ash of the cigarettes. We'll add a nice creamy flavor, and the cigarette butts themselves will exude it's almost like a vinegar, and you'll add that to the mole as a thickening sauce in it and as a spice really, and so you'll see when we get there what it will be like. So we got everything taken care of. We got our pork on the stove with the tomatoes, and we got the chipotles rehydrating. We got all the ingredients all cut up there, and so now we're gonna take a break, enjoy ourselves, smoke the cigarette, and you know, it'll be okay. So we got the potato in there, and we're gonna cook it until it's ready, and that'll be tended to the fork. Now we're gonna add some other stuff in there to cook with the potato. So when you got your chipotle and your cigarettes all softened up there, you're going to strain it, because you don't want to add the actual cigarettes to your meal, but you do want to add the juices. So we're gonna strain it right now. Save the juices. And see that there? That's some good stuff. You could eat that, but you don't want to. You want to save the juices, and we'll pick the chipotles so that we just get their stems off there, and then we'll put them in there with the juice, and that'll flavor up our pork real nice. Gonna dump in our fresh cilantro there. Add a couple of green beans we had left over. And we're gonna dump in our mushed up chocolate and peanut butter treat there. Then you want to stir all that up. Let that cook with the potatoes. And the chipotle is in there, and we put a lime in there to cook with it. So that's going to taste really good there, and we'll let that cook until the potatoes are done, and then we got ourselves some kind of version of mole. Okay, kids, so I tasted our fabulous concoction here while the potatoes are there, almost done, but it doesn't taste mole-y enough. Now, I don't know if I've ever told you kids this before, but it's very important to taste your food as you go, so you're always tasting it with every step. You don't taste it when the raw meat is in there, because then you get bad diseases up in your stomach. But anyway, it doesn't taste mole-y enough. So I'm gonna drop in here another one of those chocolate and peanut butter things, and then melt that in there, and that'll give it a nice chocolatey, nutty flavor, and it'll thicken up this sauce a little more. So you'll see, that's gonna taste really good. You can see it; it's already disappearing and melting there. Cook it until your potato slices are fork tender. They just fall apart there. And you can see that the sauce is really thick and nice. Oh, that's going to be great. You could serve that over some rice, or you could just eat it like this, like a stew. The pork is falling apart. You just touch it and it melts. Now this stuff doesn't smell so good, but oh my God, does it taste wonderful. I wish I could shove this through the camera so that you could taste it. Unfortunately, we can't do that. But we do have soft potatoes. We made a fantastic dish. It's based on mole, and I hope you'll enjoy it as a stew or over rice, or if you really want to be a heathen, you could put it over some pasta, and it'd still taste good. That's not how the Mexicans do it. So I'm off to smoke twice as many cigarettes as I used to now that I'm smoking ultralights, and keep my ears back with this hat. Thank you for joining me. Adios, muchachos.